opportunity to speak and share a piece of my journey. I am Ashley Faith Congreso, a proud Surigao Youth Convergence Fellow representing the beautiful island of Surigao. I also take great pride in being a graduate of the Peace Games class of 2025 under the guidance and mentorship of ever-dedicated and most beautiful and handsome Ma'am Jumaide Moya and Sir Oliver! When I first heard about Peace Games, I honestly thought it was simply about designing sports games, activities that promote peace and unity within communities. I imagined it as a set of recreational games meant to bring people together, have fun, and maybe learn a few lessons along the way. Little did I know that initial assumption was just a small part of what Peace Games truly is. It was on the second day of the training when everything started to unfold for me. We participated in a game that, at first glance, seemed simple. A basic activity with rules and objectives, and especially your roles. But as the game progressed, I began to realize that it was so much more than that. Each move, each decision, and each interaction with the game depicted real-life situations happening in our society. It reflected the inequalities, the power dynamics, the stereotypes, and the social issues that many of us encounter every day, sometimes without even noticing. And what struck me the most was how a game could evoke such strong emotions and reflections. The Peace Games created a safe space where we could truly immerse ourselves in different roles and scenarios. Through this process, we were challenged to practice empathy, to place ourselves in someone else's shoes, and to understand the depth of their struggles and perspectives. It was no longer just about winning or completing a task. It was about understanding, internalizing, and reflecting in the situations we were thrown into. And one particular activity involved assigning us personal profiles that represented various sectors in society. At first, these were just characters on a piece of paper. But as we went deeper into the activity, those profiles started to feel real. I could sense the challenges, the limitations, and the emotions to those roles. It gave me a new sense of awareness and made me realize how often we make assumptions about people without fully knowing their stories. I believe this is what Peace Games is so impactful for me. It taught me that peace building is not only about resolving conflicts or conducting dialogues. It's also about understanding the unspoken struggles of others, breaking our personal biases, and widening our perspectives. It made me realize that in our own small ways, through empathy and compassion, we can contribute to a more peaceful and inclusive community. Moreover, one of the beautiful things about this experience was the diversity of people I met. Being part of the Peace Games introduced me to amazing individuals from different backgrounds, cultures, and beliefs. But despite our differences, we shared one common goal. And did you know what that is? It is to foster peace in our communities and to become instruments of positive change. And aside from that, I had a funny encounter along the way, When people found out that I'm only 18, they were like, "What? You're 18 at that age? You come to think of that way?" But then, well, I guess I aged mentally ahead of schedule, and I'm so sorry for that. But seriously, to my fellow youth, let us remember that peace is not just a word for a faraway concept. It is a practice, a daily choice we make in how we treat others, how we listen, how we respond, and how we stand up for what is right. May we carry the lessons we've learned from Peace Games into our homes, schools, and future endeavors. As I close this message, let me leave you with this simple but powerful thought. Peace begins with us. It starts in our hearts, in our words, and in our actions. May we all continue to be ambassadors of peace wherever life may take us. Salamat Karadyaw and Maradyaw Karadyaw!